Hi and welcome back to BookTube. I thought it would be cool today if we did a wee bit of a TBR catch up. So at the beginning of the year, me and Simon set ourselves quite extensive TBRs, and I thought it would be good to sit and review where I am currently sitting. So I am a mood reader, so I don't do TBRs. It is just a case of whatever I fancy reading, I will read. So I thought at the beginning of the year that I would set myself quite an ambitious TBR. Quite a few standalones, quite a few first in a series, some continuing series, and then a wee list of buddy reads, and then it would be a case of I could pick out my TBR what I fancied reading. So I thought it would be interesting to see if I have just been a terrible mood reader and if I've not even read of my TBR, or if I'm sitting in a no bad place and it is achievable to finish by the end of the year. So first off then, my worst category that I am always terrible at is series that I am planning to continue. So I always buy the first in a series because I have commitment issues and I don't want to commit to buying an entire series and then no enjoying it. I have been stung in the past, so I usually buy the first in a series and I'll either no enjoy it and no continue, or I'll love it and then I just never get around to buying and reading the sequels. I am awful at it, and Simon slags me off all the time. I slag myself off all the time about it on the channel because I appreciate I am awful. So I had 3 series that I wanted to continue this year. I wanted to continue and finish the Throne of Glass series, which I have, so I'm really pleased with myself. The series was phenomenal. I recommend it to everybody that will listen to me talk about it. It was brilliant. I wanted to read the second book in the Shatter Me series, so I read the first one and I didn't love it, to be honest, but what I was sort of hoping I would get out of the series, it ended the first book. It's sort of the bit that I was excited to read about, so I was like, right, I'll read the second one and see how I feel. And the second one actually perked up. I mean, it's no outstanding, it is no Throne of Glass level, but it's enjoyable, it's worth a read, and I reckon I probably will pick up the third one and read that next year potentially. And then I also wanted to read the second and the third books in the Invisible Library series, so I have read the second book and I just have the third book to go, which is The Burning Page by Genevieve Cogman. So I have spoke about the second and the first one on the channel, so I'll not go into too much detail with this obviously being a sequel, but this is the last book that I've got to read to tick off my series I wanted to continue list, which I'm really pleased about because usually I am so bad at that, but I've made a conscious effort this year to be trying to tick some of these series off my list and to get them finished, so I'm pleased. Next up we'll go through the buddy reads. So I actually only have a couple of buddy reads left on the list. Most of them have been done already this year, which is great. So one of the ones that I'm left with is Crime and Punishment. So me and Simon were going to read this together as part of our Book 101 series, and we were also going to read Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and then we were going to debate on that, but we didn't get round to reading them before Simon left the channel. This was a suggestion by Ange from Angie's Book Chatter, so I'm just putting it out there. I will happily read this with you, Ange, if you want to do a Book 101 with me, and you can try and convince me why this shouldn't be in Room 101 for a change. And if anybody out there fancies reading Great Expectations with me and doing it as a Book 101 format as well, then give me a wee shout. I'm more than happy to do that. Equally happy to read a Dickens solo. I am a Charles Dickens fan. I know we are few and far between, but I really enjoy his books. And then I have Illumination, and that is by J. Christoph and Amy Kaufman. Me and Simon are going to read this together. We've had it on our list for a wee while. It's a wee bit of a crossover for us, so he quite likes some YA sometimes, and I really like a book where it has, you know, different media, different layouts, things like that. So we've had this book for a wee while. We're excited to get around to it, and hopefully we will enjoy it. So we're going to read this. Well, obviously he's not going to come on and review it on the channel, I'll just talk about it in my wrap-ups, but we're going to still read that one together, even though he has abandoned me on BookTube. So then the biggest category, as it always will be with me, is series that I want to start. So first up I have Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This is a Wizard of Oz retelling, and I have the first 2 in the series. Simon got me these for Christmas and I'm really excited to get around to it. I am a huge Wizard of Oz fan. I can't tell you how obsessed, how unhealthily obsessed I was with Judy Garland as a child, and I just am quite unhealthily obsessed with Wizard of Oz. So this sounds really, really cool. It sounds up my street. It's like a retelling with a wee bit of a spy / assassin twist, which we know I love. So I'll definitely get around to this year, probably in the next couple of months, because now that I'm looking at it, I'm getting excited about it. Then I've got The Bone Witch, and this is by Rin Chupeco. This is the first in a trilogy, and it is about a girl. She is from a magical family, but her powers have never shown, and then her brother passes and she brings her brother back to life by accident. Turns out she's a bone witch, necromancy up the wazoo, and people aren't pleased. And it's about her trying to navigate her life, learning about her new powers. Sounds right up my alley, so I'm excited for this one. Then I have As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. So I have all of these Twisted Tale books. Anytime that Simon goes to the shop to do the messages, he picks me one up, because they usually have them in the kids section in Asda, and he's bought me them for years and years and years. I've been collecting them and I have never got around to reading one, so I feel like this year is the year. So I'm going to start with As Old as Time. I don't think chronologically this was the first written one. I'm not sure on that, but they're all standalones. They're all just retellings of a specific Disney villain, Disney story. But this was the first one he bought me, so I'm excited to get to it. Then I have The Last Wish, and that's by Andrzej Sapkowski, and this is the first book in the Witcher series. So I started to watch the TV show and was really, really enjoying it, but I stopped myself and decided that I was going to read the books first. I have played all the games and I really enjoyed the games, so I have high hopes for the books. And then I have Library of the Unwritten, and this is by AJ Hackworth, and so this is about books in hell. I mean, need I say more? So our main character, she is essentially the librarian of hell, and it's her job to keep all of these books in line, and I believe something escapes from a book, someone escapes from a book and starts wreaking havoc, and she's got to save the day. So it just sounds so amazing and just so far up my street. How many more times can I say that? But seriously, can't wait to get to it. Then I have Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. Again, I think this is the first in a trilogy. I just have a thing for trilogies, don't know why. I haven't read this, but Jay Kristoff gets a lot of hype, so I am excited to pick this one up. I don't really know much about it, to be honest. I got it in a charity shop a couple of years ago now, and I only picked it up because the cover was gorgeous and it looked really interesting. So excited for this. I know that loads of people love his writing. I've never read Jay Kristoff before, so that or Illumination will be my first entryway into his writing, but I'm excited for it to give it a go. Last up for the series I want to start then is The Familiar by Mark Z. Danielewski. So this is currently a 4-part series, but I believe he's hoping to make it an 8-part series or more, depending on feedback that he gets. I know he was looking recently for people to submit reviews and opinions and essays about the book series so far, to see whether or not it would merit writing the next 4. I love Mark Z. Danielewski. I can't tell you how much I love House of Leaves. He just writes books that are just so completely different. Just amazing. So I'm really excited to get to this. This isn't a book that I obviously want to do an audio. I want to sit and read the physical book, which is just something that I haven't had time for yet this year. Hopefully they will have some time to sit down and read it. I have a holiday coming up in September, so hopefully that I get to sit down and spend some time reading this big chonker, because it's huge and it's heavy. So I am really excited to get to this. I think, to be honest, I would love anything that Mark Z. Danielewski wrote, but it sounds amazing, so I'm excited for that. Next up then is standalones. So I have The Familiars by Stacey Halls. This is a witchy book. Lady is struggling being pregnant, hires a midwife. Her midwife gets accused of being a witch, and it's about her trying to stick up for her midwife so she can help her have her baby. Could be interesting. I think that this is going to be more historical fiction. I don't really read a lot of historical fiction, to be honest. It's not a genre I particularly enjoy, but I thought with this having the witchy element to it, I might give it a go. And then I have Hex by Thomas Old Hvelt, but this is actually the first in a series and I didn't realise that at the time when I picked it up, so it's wrongly categorised. But again, it's another witchy one. So the town has a local witch who comes to haunt them, and they have security cameras and everything set up to track her movements and to make sure that there's nobody coming in and out of town that shouldn't be, and the kids think that they know better and decide that they're just going to go viral with the haunting and release the footage, the tapes, and presumably it doesn't go too well. So there's that one. Then I have Cults Uncovered, and this is by Emily G. Thompson. This is, I feel like I've said this so many times in the channel, but I love a cult book. This is going to revolve predominantly around Charles Manson and Jim Jones. So I think this will be really interesting, and it's quite short, so I reckon it will be a quick wee read. I really do like crime fiction when it's true crime, no when it's made up, but I'm excited for this. I've had it on my list for a wee while and I've been sort of saving it for a month where I have really rubbish reads, because I think in a sick way it'll perk me up. Then I have My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix still to read. I can't wait to get to this one. I'm super excited. I'm going to pick this up so soon. Like as soon as I finish the book that I'm currently reading, I am picking this one up because it is going to be amazing. I can already tell. And the cover is so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. Love that, man. Because all of our hardback books are still packed up, I do not have the books to show you, so I'm just going to talk about all the hardback books that I've still got to read right now. So for Christmas, Simon got me Wicked Saints and Ruthless Gods, both by Emily A. Duncan, and I had the first one of that on my TBR for series that I wanted to start this year. However, there's been drama with Emily A. Duncan and some comments that she's made online to fans, some comments that she has made in group chats to other authors, and I just don't agree with the statements that she's made and the decisions that she's made, so I'm not actually going to read those. Those will go to a charity shop. Sorry, Simon. I'm not going to read them. I don't want to promote her on my channel to my 5 regular subscribers, so I'm not going to bother reading them anymore. I also had Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom on my TBR, and Simon got me the beautiful, lovely collector's editions for my Christmas, and I was so guaranteed that I was going to love them, which is why I had added the collector's edition to my wish lists. So he got me them, and they are gorgeous, but I read Six of Crows and I really didn't enjoy it, so I'm not even going to bother reading Crooked Kingdom. They will just sit and look pretty on my shelf. I also have the Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix to read. I have never read a Garth Nix books. Oh my god, say that 5 times in a row after a tequila. I have never read a Garth Nix book, but I'm really excited about it, so that's on my list for this year as well. I also have Songs from the Deep by Kelly Powell to read as well on my wish list. That is a mermaidy one and it has a gorgeous cover. I'll insert a wee picture so that you can see it because it's beautiful, and that just looks really cool, so I've got that still to read. I love a mermaid book, and all the mermaid books that I've read so far this year have been a bit of a letdown, so like quite high hopes for this one to pull it back for Team Mermaids, because Team Witch and Team Fae has been kicking the mermaids' arse this year, so hopefully we can pull it back. So that's where I am. I feel like my pile left to read is actually pretty achievable, so I'm excited for that. I think that I'll prioritise going forwards probably my From the Stacks reads and maybe cut down my NetGalleys, so I'm thinking I usually do about 4 NetGalley books a month at the moment, so I'm thinking that I'll maybe just cut that down to 2 and then read another 2 books from my shelves and my TBR, because I'm feeling like actually that's quite achievable now, and so I feel like I've got quite the bug set now to like finish my TBR, which is good, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully I'll manage, hopefully. And then on top of that, I have actually read 36 additional books as well, and that's been made up of spontaneous mood reads and read-alongs and buddy reads and my NetGalleys. So actually, if I hadn't read all of those ones and I just focused on my TBR, I'd pretty much be finished by now, so that definitely gives me hope that I can finish this by the end of the year, which I am buzzing about. Please comment down below if you have read any of the books that I have mentioned, if there are any of your favourites on my list that I still need to get round to, and these are the ones that I'm going to be prioritising reading until I'm finished, basically, my TBR before the end of the year. So you'll see my thoughts and feelings on some of these coming up in my future wrap-ups, and it's definitely achievable. I think I'm just looking at this stack like, I can do this. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the books that you're reading, and if you've enjoyed this then please like and subscribe. Bye.